Alright, hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to this monstrosity that I'm working on. It's gonna take a while. But that's okay. So let's fill it in painting, and yes, I realized there are ways that I could have done this faster, but at the same time, I wasn't thinking at the time. I was too busy just thinking about other stuff. It's so easy to get lost in your builds. It really is. So I'm just gonna go this way, just so we don't have to reorganize too much, and then I'll come back and do the other side. I don't know. There's probably more efficient ways to do everything, but it's too late for me. Anyway, yeah. So this is day 2 of this. This really is not going to be a short build. Luckily, it's going to be kind of an uncomplicated build. Very hard to tell on that one. Part of it really depends on the internal mechanism I'm going to be using. I have an idea that might actually make it work really well. I'm going to fill that in just because this is bugging me a little bit. Oh. Oh. I don't entirely know what's gone on here. Okay, yeah, I'm really confused by that. I'll take a look at it later. Looks like I got off measurement somehow here. Well, nobody's gonna know about that but me and you guys, and that's actually quite a lot of people. That's more than most people know as far as secrets go, but none of my friends are gonna know, and that's the important part. Oh, jeez. Well, at least I remembered by a certain point to not screw, or to actually dupe it, so this isn't gonna be as long as you think it would be, which is good. Because I'd hate to have to paint this whole thing. It's not so bad, but you know, there's better things I should be doing with my time. So I have half a mind to actually try and animate it now, or not animate it now, but get it working now. But I think that's a bad idea, just because I need to work on balance. What I might almost want to do is, I wonder if there's a way that I could smoothly check the balance point on this thing, because if I'm gonna be putting in the what am I thinking, the gimbal system, because I really do think I am gonna have a gimbal system here. If I want to put that in anywhere, I'm gonna have to make sure I put it in a position close to the middle of this thing's weight distribution. My hope is, though, that the face is actually going to be comparatively heavy, and I mean, I guess I could use some light blocks or even like heavier blocks and stuff like that. That could work. I'll think on it. I don't know. I have an interesting idea of weighting this thing down. Or not weighting this thing down, but attaching the gimbal system. Yeah, let's leave the gimbal system for absolutely last. Let's get this thing looking like it should be looking first. So I think for today I'm gonna finish working on the back, or painting the back. I might actually round the back out at some point, though I'm not entirely sure if I want to spend the time doing that. I just know it would look really cool, and that's actually kind of an attractive prospect to me. There's no way that I could have mirrored that over. I don't really want to mirror. I don't want to round it out too much. Just a little bit on the corners, just so it's kind of round. Because yeah, if I went for like a true round slug design, I think this thing would take months to finish. It would be excessive, and I don't think anybody has the interest or the time to spend watching me make something that cool. Looking at you, John Bane, with your Herald the Dragon nonsense. That thing is absurd. Okay. Let's just go back and finish this off. I mean, the other thing is I could actually almost have it, like, spread out down towards the base and kind of round it out that way. I don't know. There's a billion ways that I could do this if I had really large set pieces, and I really hope they add those to the game later. Because I know we've got those, like, big ramps, but I really, like, it bugs me to a small degree that they don't have, you know, easy-to-use large set pieces, and that, I mean, honestly, I hope the devs actually add their own version of the ultralight block. Or if there's like a truly zero weight block. That'd be incredibly useful in some ways. Maybe not in others. I don't know. Hard to say. Yeah, I think for the time being, let's get these sides done. I'll leave the face actually for last. That way I don't have to do anything. Okay, automation, sort of. Okay, slug side. Wait for a little bit for it to save, because this is going to take a while. Okay, there we go. Anyway, slug side, slug side, slug side. I'll just make a small number of them. That should be good enough. Okay, let's start welding them on. There we go. Yeah, this will just save me a little bit of time. Not much. Actually, don't know how much time this is going to save me. Come to think of it. But that's, I mean, whatever. Doesn't matter too much. So I think we need 2 more. Let's do 3 more just in case. Just because. Okay. I'm noticing I'm in this, like, I've been doing this recently, I guess. I'm gonna call it like thought fugue. I want to say it's because I've kind of been recording a lot lately, and it's not normally a problem, but I've been having this specifically with games that require me to like think a fair amount, or games that, you know, I don't play that often, or I've played too much of. More so the latter. If it requires me to think a lot, or if I've played it too often, I notice I get into these kind of like thought fugue moments where I simply can't think of what to say next. I go into this pause. And when I was like starting out with Let's Playing and stuff like that, one of my #1 rules to force myself to like learn how to do this was to never ever stop talking. I mean, that's the trick. That's the real trick. You can't be entertaining if you're silent, generally. And you know, generally there's kind of a threshold of what people are willing to experience before they're like, this is boring. And so say you've got a Let's Player. Let's Player is talking, then just go silent for a minute. Like, that's not entertaining, unless it's a cutscene. Like, there are very notable and obvious exceptions, but like, imagine if I just went silent and worked for a while. I'm sure a number of you guys would probably be okay with it, but a number of people probably wouldn't. You know, there'd be kind of that baseline like, yeah, I wasn't as entertained. It's why solo commentary is generally not as well received as far as things go in comparison to my multiplayer. Even though, actually, weirdly enough, my multiplayer stuff has not been doing as well as my solo stuff lately, and maybe it's because I've been doing more of it. Why does my shoveler video have 60-70,000 views? YouTube? Can you guys explain that? Because I'm really honestly confused. That was a, like, short one-off dumb video. Well, I was just like, I don't know. I don't have any better ideas. Let's do something stupid. And I did something stupid, and you guys seem to really enjoy it for some reason. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put this on a lift. I guess I'll just delete this. Yeah, the reason why I want to put this on a lift is I actually had an idea for how to handle the Slugula. This thing is big and can still be batted around with the hammer. Okay, so let's start working on the face here. I'm envisioning like a brow. Let's sculpt it out. Let's actually do some like 3D relief stuff. I pretty much almost never do this sort of thing. Okay, but yeah, let's get a big old brow up in here. Let's do this. I might hollow it out. I'm not entirely sure what the plan is gonna be there, but still. Okay. Be really nice if I could actually see. So we want to kind of pull it in here. Oh god. Here's what I'm gonna do. We need to have a visible midline. If we don't have that visible midline, we're in trouble. Okay, so let's do green halfway and teal the other halfway. Okay, so here's our visible midline to work from. We're gonna need this if we're gonna want to have symmetry in this face. Alright, let's keep working on this. So I want it to, like, come in a little bit. We want to have this, but we don't want it to be, like, nearly this substantial. And then we also want it to more or less come straight out. And... no, let's have it come out a little bit further. Okay, there we go. So, do we want it to be like that, or do we want it to start coming up and stuff? Because I'm trying to decide here. I want to have the mouth animate just like the last one, but I'm not sure if I want to have the mouth animate in the same way. I really wish I had done a drawing. Maybe I should do a drawing. Unfortunately, there's no good way that I could show it off. You know what? I'm going to do a drawing very quick. And I'll be right back, and then we'll continue on. So do I use my notepad? No, I got a sketchbook right next to me. Okay, so sadly, you guys aren't going to be able to see... you guys aren't going to be able to see my sketch. We just took this thing off the lift. Whatever. I'm going to need this if I'm going to be working on the face. I'll do the upper half. Then I'll do the lower half. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to get this to animate, but luckily I can just cut parts out and do whatever. I should probably plan it beforehand, but it's too late now. Okay, so we want like a big old bulbous brow right here. You know what? I'm going to nix a lot of this groundwork. I'll have to get it in a second. Okay. So we want it to be... We need this to be a bit closer, honestly. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to reach it. Okay, there we go. So let's make sure this is attached. Because I'm going to be cutting it free momentarily. Okay, cool. So the mouth... actually, come to think of it, the mouth needs to go back. Alright, let's just nix all this work for a second. Let me think on this. Yeah, what I want to do is get the overall, like, big ol' angry brow block queued up first, because I might be able to cut that off really easily and dupe it to the other side just by flipping it. That'd be nice. That'd definitely save me a lot of time and effort. Okay, let's see. Let's go up a little bit higher. I want to clear out these additional little sections here. So this guy's gonna have a bit of a forehead to him, which, it's characteristic. It's not characteristic. I don't know. I can always move it up and down as necessary. Okay, but let's see. So we need this to go up a lot. His brow is going to be huge. I might actually animate the brow now that I'm thinking about it. If it gets messed up, it gets messed up. And I don't really mind. Do we do something like that? Okay. And then a little bit further. A little bit further out. Okay, so what this does, this gives us a big ol' brow. And then I can relief it out a bunch. This will be fun. I've never really done anything that's particularly sculptural with any of my designs. And if I was using ramps and stuff, we could actually very potentially have like a smooth, crazy looking thing here. The only reason why I don't want to do that is because it would totally weight down the front. And this is already going to be quite heavy. But I gotta cut corners somewhere. And if that's gonna be the corner I'm cutting, that's the corner I'm cutting. Okay. Let's see, does that look... That looks reasonable for some kind of crazy brow system. What I might do is pull this in a little bit. That way it's a little bit more inset. And honestly, I can actually bring it in further if I really wanted to. It's tempting. Let's bring it back just a little bit on these edges to round it out. I think that seems reasonable. Of course, I immediately bring it back, but whatever. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, there we go. And I've fallen off of my thing. Okay, well that's fine. So let's chop this off, very temporarily. And let's save it as, oops. Let's get rid of these. Save this as eyebrow. We just need to be able to dupe it freely. And at some point, this is probably going to get, modified along the way. But this way's the easiest. There we go. But there's one. There's two. Chop this all off. Delete this. It'd be really nice if there was like a mirror mode for this game, but there ain't. Anyway, so we want to weld you back on. Right here. So this lines up here. So we want to have 2 blocks, and then we weld it on the other side. That level, you know what? Instead of trying to eyeball it, let's actually get the eyebrow line in here. Because I've left this thing. The reason why I didn't paint this is so I could paint the crap out of it, so I'd know exactly where to place everything. It'll make my life a lot easier. By the way, fair warning, this face is probably going to take like 2 episodes in and of itself. Like I said, fair warning. Okay. So, initial estimations are... It's... Okay, it looks good. We gotta bring it in a little bit further. Let's actually, How much space do we want between them? 4? 4 seems reasonable. Okay, so let's put this here. One up from that. Okay, yeah. This will work better. So let's do 2 blocks here and put it straight on the center point. There we go. Those are some closer together eyebrows. Now let's get them in place. I still might make them bigger, but I think I'm just gonna relief them down. hard to say exactly. But yeah, we want to attach them down. I feel like I'm back in high school sculpture class or something. Those were the times. Probably easier if I just attach there. There we go. Yeah, the reason why we want to do this is because I'm gonna be deleting this section here. At least to some degree. We want the eyebrows to kind of Cro-Magnon together, as though they're one singular piece, but we don't actually want them to. We don't want them to be too far apart too. I don't know. I'm gonna try and give this thing like a crazy face. Most of my creations, the faces are just painted on. This one's gonna be in relief. It's part of the reason why I kind of want to round out the back just a little bit so it looks super realistic, but I don't think I want to do that. Just because. Okay. So let's start by reliefing the eyebrows, like I said I was gonna do. Because this way we can kind of know what the plan is. And it's going to take a little bit of work getting it right. I guarantee. Okay, so next up is... I think this is correct. Yeah, because pretty much I go... Whoops. Go from here. Over that. Got the shape wrong. How did I get the shape wrong? I don't know. Let's see. So we still want to follow this generally to about here? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, and then we want to relief around it. So I guess we just do that. Yeah? Yeah, that looks about legit. So I guess that's not supposed to be there, and maybe these are supposed to be pulled back a bit. This one's 3. This one's 2. Okay, there we go. I think it's about close. It's close enough, I think, for the time being. So let's relief the eyebrows back in the rest of the way. Luckily, this is not actually super time-consuming, which is pleasant. Okay, cut, missed, shoot. And that's fine. Okay. And I want to say there's like one more layer in here. That we want to cut down to. And then I'll smooth around and do some other things. Okay, we do that. Do that. I think this is good. Cutting this apart later on is gonna suck. Like, super hardcore. Luckily, we shouldn't have to do that. Let me see. Is that... I think we're still on the right track here. We want to do that, and a little bit more. Oh, these want to be a little bit higher. Yeah, I could probably do these better. Oh yeah, I was gonna have these animate. Well. Oh well. I think I'd rather have a thing that has the full relief than I'd rather have something that has a full, visible, freaky-ass relief than none whatsoever. I feel like I did this wrong. So it goes over, 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 over. Huh. Lines up. Does all this line up? It does. Maybe I just missed the mark earlier? I don't know. Whatever. Okay. So we want to have the eyeball in here. Well, I guess we'll get the eyeball in shortly enough. So we want to go... We want to leave room for an eye socket, but we want to have enough... I don't really know yet. Maybe, yeah, we should probably get the eyes in before I do anything terribly drastic here. Ah, well, whatever. Not exactly what I was intending there, but it'll work. Okay. Yeah. Is this flush with the... It is flush. So I feel like I've messed with the symmetry here, but I haven't. I think part of it is I just expanded this out just a little bit further than I was going to. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, let's get back up in here. Okay, there we go. So we got the initial structure there. We want to pull this down. Now, we've got this. We got this shape. This comes down a little bit. We pretty much want it to all go down into a plane here. So let's have that probably be the upper lip. Ish. Let's see. Can I do... Yeah, that's good. Might just leave it like that. I don't know. I'll figure out how to gradate this in a little while. I guess if I just bring that up like right there, that's probably a smooth enough transition. Maybe make it a little bit smoother. That looks pretty smooth. Yeah, okay. So now, let's just extend this pretty much all the way. I guess we can just bring it all the way over. Okay. And then immediately underneath this is where this upper lip goes. Oh. But I kind of want to roll it back a little bit. I want the mouth to be just a little bit underslung. Probably. I don't know. Again, I have no plans or expectations with this thing. I just want it to be something really weird looking. Let's extend this over a little bit. Yeah, the interesting part is I could actually have it undersling really hard. But I don't think we want to do that. Okay, so yeah, this seems reasonable. I'll fill in the outsides here. Maybe I'll spread that over. Let's see. Let's just go back to filling this area. Okay. So same problem as before. I could cut this off and mirror it over, but honestly, it's... What is it? It's 8 followed by 3. Okay. And it's 4 out. Okay, so we want to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then there we go. Okay, seems reasonable. then just kind of zigzags for a little while. Yeah, symmetry is the hardest thing to do in, like, practically any kind of art. Back when I was getting started, I was reading, like, information on art and, like, how to do it and stuff like that. So it's got 3 bumps here. 3 bumps there. Alright, so I guess we want to just bring it back and do whatever amount is here. I should probably count. 1, 2, 3, 7. Okay, there we go. But yeah, one of the pieces of advice or quotes that I read was like, "What's the hardest thing to draw?" And the answer was the other eye. And I was inclined to agree at the time. I don't know if I'm inclined to agree anymore. Once you get used to it, I think the other eye is actually really easy to draw. I think this is actually kind of an amateur webcomic artist, who at the time I thought was like really cool and whatever. And now that I've grown up, I'm like, oh, he actually kind of sucks. That happens a lot when you grow up. Like, I'm sure some of you guys watching this might actually get into YouTubing and eventually come to realize that I'm terrible. This is very, very possible. And that's I don't know, that's a realization I'm fine with people coming to. Because if they're good enough that they can just be like, yeah, Wanderbot's not actually a very good YouTuber, after trying it themselves and surpassing me, whatever. Alright. Consider me deposed. Well, not really. I'm gonna go down fighting, or at least trying to keep up with everything that I do, just because, you know, this is my job. But it was just interesting at the time. I think I'd actually tried sending the guy an email, asking about, like, art theft and some other, like, related questions, and he, totally ignored me. And I was just like, alright, well, you're not somebody I'm interested in anymore, and my hero is dead. Okay. So it looks like we got a relief in. Yeah, this would look great if I could use ramps. I might almost beg Durf a little bit more for that ramp pack. That'd be so nice. Okay, yeah, so far so good. Halfway tempted to, well, let's get the, I almost say, let's cut the mouth out. I'm purposefully not showing you guys the sketch, mainly because it's a pain in the ass for me to translate from photo to editor. Or not pain in the ass, but it takes time, and I don't have the luxury of time right now. Alright. So let's get... Do we want these? I kind of want these, like, tooth-like things coming off the, coming off the bottom, but I think I'll figure that out in a second. I might have that on the inside. Okay. So here's the other half of the design that I really like the idea of. I'm just gonna drag this sucker all the way over here and move it slightly. But yeah, the other thing that I really want to get done with this face is one of the biggest... Jeez. I really need to move it back. It'd be nice if I could almost like manually control like where the lift is associated to my creation. That'd be nice. Okay. I'll have to move these around later, but I think this is a good idea. Okay. Oh, I wasn't gonna do that. I'm stupid. Okay, let's put it on the lift again. I'm stupid because I actually need it on a... Oh, jeez. I actually need it on a lift. Which makes this a bit harder. Anyway, yeah, so, I was actually thinking about this. Oh. This might be a problem. Huh. My lip doesn't go high enough. I might have to put... Here. Actually, if we've got this here, I'm just gonna put a little bit of a framework so I can get this thing to go up and down a little bit more. I think that's the easiest, best option that I have available to me. Let's just... 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, if we're lucky, this will catch the lift. Might also keep the whole thing up, now that I'm thinking about it. This could work. Also, now we know where our center point is. Not by mass, just by general shape. That's actually kind of super useful. Okay, let's see. You know what? The easiest way to solve some of my other problems would be let's cut out the little hole in the center here. There. Now I can work with this thing. Yeah, I was thinking, let's put a beard on this. Like, what I might do is maybe add like a belly or something, kind of shape it down a little bit too, but have like a beard that comes off the front. I don't know how viable that would be. The other problem is, I don't know how big I want the mouth to go. Alright, so this is 3, and this is 2, 3, 6. Three, 6. And it goes up. I'll probably work on measuring this out a little bit more. I really don't want actually a huge mouth here. Oh. Well, that's worrying. Wait. Oh. Nope. I'm very confused. I must have mismeasured. Alright, well, you know what? I've got this. Let's go grab it. We've already got the monstrosity up on the lift, and I can always increase the general height of it, at least to some degree. Maybe we should paint this before we go too much further and cut out the eye holes, because I want to work on the beard, but at the same time I do want something that's screenshot worthy, I think. And of course, this is going to come right into contact with the thing. Alright, whatever. Well, let's, it's tilting weird. Okay, let's put some feet on this. Because the front side is so much heavier, because there's actually mass there. It's not just this hollow thing. And yeah, I'm gonna use ultra heavy. Because ultra heavy should keep it pretty stable. At least as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I might even give it like some weird feet claw thing. I don't know. I'm really into the idea of making this like fancy looking. But I just got to get a little bit further. Okay, so let's quick paint the face, cut out the eye holes, and just continue this on tomorrow. Just because. Okay. I'm running late today. Too many new games are coming out, and it's causing me problems. Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, is this 6? This is 6. Looks like we're good. Oh, shoot. The one problem with me lowering the mouth this much is I'm gonna have to adjust there, maybe. I don't really know. Alright, let's see. Last thing. I'll figure the rest out rest of this out later, because yeah, we're now in panic overtime mode. I don't have enough time for everything that I do in a given day, and it's a problem. Okay, so let's quickly fill in this face, paint it out. I just want something that I can put on my thumbnail that doesn't just look like yellow mush. As much as I love Durf's ultralight blocks, they are not very pretty. I really wish he had used... Honestly, I wish he had used his gray that he'd used for everything else for the ultralights, considering how often I use them. But no dice. And that's fine. Okay. But yeah, so we'll fill this in just so we can kind of see. Then again, black might not be exactly the most designery thing in and of itself, but again, I don't really have much of a choice. And then we'll figure out the rest of this at a later time, honestly. Because yeah, I like the idea of a beard. I like the idea of a mouth. I wanted a mouth that would actually articulate to some degree, because it'd be awesome. Here, let's easy solution here so I can keep going up a little bit further. Let's just cut this off. I might have to make my scaffolding a little bit better. Okay, there we go. Perfect. But yeah, if we fill this in the right way, then we should have something that looks nice. I'll cut out the eye holes tomorrow. I'll do a lot of things tomorrow. I don't know. I might actually stream working on this tonight, just because I do actually want to have a backlog of things. I was hoping we'd do multiplayer scrap at some point, but Batbeard got pneumonia. So that kind of throws a fork in things. I mean, admittedly, we could do we could do other stuff. But I don't know. There's just not enough people. I guess you know, I could probably get Durf and Affy and Bird to show up. The other problem is Bird just has like this really awkward, weird schedule now that he's a proper working man. It makes it a little bit harder to get everything organized and people organized and stuff like that. I can't go any higher than this. That sucks. Because I'm not sure if we're painting the top of this. Well, I guess we can always take the screenshot from the bottom. That's not the worst idea could possibly have given the situation. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's switch to a tool. Okay, and this is mostly fine. Let's just get rid of the scaffolding. I'll need to make a new one tomorrow anyway. There we go. Yeah, I like this whole progress shots thing that I'm doing. It's fun. Alright, well, I think with that, I'll see you guys in the next episode. We'll keep working on the face, and then we'll work on... Yeah, I'll probably round out the front at the very least. I don't know if I'm going to round out the rest of it, just because that might be time-consuming. But, we'll work on the face. I think I will add a beard. I think a beard would be kind of cool. And maybe a belly and some other things. And then obviously the eyes. But I'll be doing that next time. So, see you guys then, and as always, thanks for watching.